purpose of this resource is to provide guidance for utilizing scaffolds that are embedded in your EL Education District curriculum. Scaffolding is an instructional method that progressively moves students towards greater independence and understanding during the learning process. It is a temporary support that acknowledges what students already know, the barriers they will face in achieving new learning goals, and the instructional support that will benefit them in negotiating these barriers. Throughout this learning opportunity, we'll focus on examples of scaffolds that already exist within EL education lessons using Lesson 3 from Grade 4, Module 2, Unit 3. An EL Education Scaffold Overview document for elementary ELA grades 2 through 5 can be found in Learning Central under the appendix within each grade level module and in the teacher planning tools for your grade level curriculum. Please refer to this document for additional supports as you plan. The lesson components listed on the slide are where you can locate embedded scaffolds within lessons and will be highlighted throughout this presentation. This is the first lesson in which students begin to develop their own narratives using research from Unit 2. Students develop the main character of their narratives by referring to their research notebooks from Unit 2 and creating precise and accurate descriptions as they develop a character profile. If students have trouble finding the most important pieces of their research, consider flagging specific pages for them to go back to reference. Remind students that even though they get to make up their own story, the details must remain scientifically accurate. In other words, even though it did not happen, we have to make sure that it could. You might want to have your students create a list of precise words or phrases to use for their animal. This way, students who need heavier support can have a resource to use, and it helps reinforce that your classroom is a community that helps everyone find success. Meet with students who need support with their writing in small groups to go over their task. Carefully consider how much of the task to reveal to these struggling writers during each lesson. Allowing them to focus on smaller chunks of the task may help them to do their best writing. This section offers differentiation opportunities for individual students. Effective differentiation is built on a foundation of engaging, relevant, student-friendly learning targets that clearly define expectations for learning. These learning targets remain consistent amongst all students in the classroom, regardless of the differentiation presented to the learner. EL promotes the practice of differentiating the process through which students may arrive at the learning targets instead of modifying the target itself. For example, consider allowing for creativity with note-taking. Some students may prefer to draw their responses. Others may prefer to have a scribe or use a computer to voice type, while others might prefer using figurines to act out what they have learned about their animals. The more vocabulary a student is exposed to during their learning, the more likely it is for that student to become a better reader. EL lessons point out academic and domain-specific vocabulary that is taught in each lesson. These words should be recorded on a class word wall for students to refer back to throughout the module. Scaffolding is an instructional method that progressively moves students towards greater independence and understanding during the learning process. Refer to the EL Education Scaffold Overview for grades 2 through 5 for additional resources that may provide further support when planning for and implementing instruction. As a reminder, additional resources and professional learning videos can be found in Learning Central under the appendix within each grade level module and in the teacher planning tools for your grade level curriculum. If you need more assistance with differentiating scaffolding lessons, you may wish to reach out to the experts in your building, ESL teachers, special education specialists, intervention team facilitator, or contact the central office coordinating teachers assigned to your school for support.